Hey everybody. Um my name is Elvis and you're watching Joan of Our House. Today I'll be talking about week 2 of August and all the movies that I saw. Side note, I completely forgot to talk about a movie in my previous video. I noticed it after recording and almost nearly in the middle of editing, and I thought, God, I don't want to set up again just for a little 5 minute interview or 5 minute conversation on the movie. But I saw the movie Spirit. I really wanted to like this, and in some kind of way, I do. The red tie is fine. The hat is fine. The whatchamacallit, the eye mask is fine. Actually, let me talk to you. As soon as the silhouette started to look more like a Apple like iPod commercial with the silhouette with like the white sole shoes, like why are you wearing Chuck Taylors in this like fictional 19? I don't know, dude. I think the only thing that I liked about this movie is maybe the comedy, maybe some of the action, but like the only thing that I like about it is the action and the film noir aspect. Other than that, it can go kick rocks. Uptown Girls. They're about to teach each other how to act their age. Molly Gunn, the freewheeling daughter of a deceased rock legend, is forced to get a job when her manager steals her money. As nanny for precocious... Oh wow, I used a good word. As nanny for precocious Ray, the oft-ignored daughter of a music executive, she learns what it means to be an adult while teaching Ray how to be a child. This movie is beautiful. This movie is incredibly beautiful. So Nicole came over and she was watching it, and I couldn't watch. I mean, I think I saw like the end, and I was hearing it while I was working in the kitchen, and I mean, I feel like everybody knows this movie from that scene with the teacups where they're spinning and like the memes that were going on. It's a little loud. And yeah, something about it is just so like healing, and man, I liked it. Ray Dakota Fanning is incredible in this movie. I often hear about things like, oh, this is why I don't work with child actors, and most of the times they're right. I'll explain it in my next episode. Bloodsport. Dakota Fanning is so damn good. She's so good. Brittany Murphy, rest in peace, R.I.P. You know, God bless her heart. Too young, too soon. Yeah, I really like this movie. The next movie that I saw was The Gridiron Gang. One goal, a second chance. Under the leadership of their counselor, teenagers at a juvenile detention center gain self-esteem by playing football together. This movie... You know what, actually, this is another movie that you see in like middle school or high school. That, I don't know, maybe the PE coach plays or something like that. But, put me in the game, coach! There's something about sports movies that just gets me going, man. The Waterboy, Rudy, Remember the Titans, they all have that quality of improvement and being better. And I know this isn't some kind of masterpiece in filmmaking, but man, this movie does make me feel good. Alright, that is what I forgot to mention. I know that this movie isn't good per se, but there's something about like just a friendly tournament in like sports where I'm like, hell yeah, you fucking do that. And yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Cool. The next movie that I saw was Memoir of a Snail. Life can only be understood backwards, but we have to live it forwards. Forcibly separated from her twin brother when they are orphaned, A melancholic misfit learns how to find confidence within herself and the clutter of misfortunes of everyday life. You know how you get a hug from like a really nice old lady and everything just kind of feels right? Or this person may be a very warm person, maybe a little stinky, maybe like smells like old people, but it is such a comforting caress of a hug that just feels very homey. This movie is that. This movie is a hug from a dictionary. I don't even know what that means. This feels like a hug from like a contact index card. I grew up very closely with my siblings, and we have maybe like the same scars from the same event, whether we played in like Mexico with like fireworks or like falling off of a tree or like something like that. We have scars that remind us of the time that we had together, and the way that these siblings love for each other, despite being far away from each other, just made me feel. It just made me miss my sisters a lot more. Yeah, Kimbo, if you're watching, Lele, if you're watching, I love you guys. And this movie is very cute. And yeah, I miss my siblings, and they're like right next door. If you're a fan of like Frankenweenie Submarine, what else? Maybe like the Wes Anderson movies. Please watch this movie. I think you might find something you'll like here, but this is a very beautiful, very comforting movie, and yeah, go give it a watch. Last night at 2:17 a.m., every child from Mrs. Gandy's class woke up, got out of their bed, went downstairs, opened the front door, closed the door, walked into the dark, turned on the nightlight, and they never came back. When all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanished on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning or what is behind their disappearance. Man, fuck this movie. This movie is dumb as shit. I wanted to like this movie. The next movie that I saw was Weapons. I wanted to like this movie. Look, if you're watching, please let me know what you liked about this movie. I saw this with Cal. What's up, Cal? And his son Blake. What's up, Blake? And they gave it like a 7 out of 10, maybe a 6.5. And, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, but I gave it a 6 out of 10. I want to understand what people liked about this movie. And I saw like some video essays explaining, you know, like what they liked about this movie. And that's fine and all, but like, I feel like this movie was purposely diluted to make a franchise out of it. And that's fucking disgusting. That's a perversion, and then that's a exploitation of this story and what maybe the director or storyteller wanted from this. This movie is fine. It's cool. It's arguably maybe the funniest scary movie I've ever seen. But I need to understand like why people were saying this was some kind of like masterpiece, that this was an amazing movie. It just left me with questions of like who, what, when, where, and why this witch exists. Dog. Justino, you saw this movie. You also didn't really like it, but another coworker of ours said they liked it, and she gave me this full-on rant on why she liked it, and none of it sticked on me. I was like, that is not a big enough excuse, a valid enough reason for me to think, okay, I think you're right. I think you're onto something. And then she kind of ends the rant with, but I also don't like scary movies. Hannah, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bash on your opinion, but I want to understand your opinion. But that opinion isn't sticking on me. I got a little mad. Or I got a little carried away. The next movie that I saw was Miss Meadows. You know how like you're on like Instagram, YouTube Reels, Facebook Reels, or TikTok or something like that, and you come across a movie and it's like so out of context, but it's like, wow, that was really interesting. I kind of want to watch them now. That's exactly what happened to me with this scene. Let's read you the synopsis. She doesn't play with others. Miss Meadows is a school teacher with impeccable manners and grace. However, underneath the candy sweet exterior hides a ruthless, gun-toting vigilante who takes it upon herself to right the wrongs in the world by whatever means necessary. For Miss Meadows, bad behavior is simply unforgivable. Look, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I feel like this was a good idea, not fully fleshed out, and I think it needed more time to brew or to ferment to completion. I don't know if it was like the budget that was restricting them, maybe the director, maybe the writing, who knows, but nothing in this movie is fully developed as it should be. I think it could have been a better movie if done correctly, or I guess more intentionally. If you're a fan of like Wes Anderson movies, you might like this movie. If you're a fan of like Odd Thomas, this is right up your alley. And also, I think, honestly, I feel like I'm in a grumpy mood right now. Movies need to take their time. They need to be fully developed. They don't need to be done half-assed. There's a lot of things that I didn't like about this movie, but there's a lot of things that I did like that didn't meet my expectation, that I think even the movie couldn't meet that expectation, and it was just lacking. Give me a good movie. The next movie that I saw was Hard Boiled. As a cop, he has brains, brawn, and an instinct to kill. A cop who loses his partner in a shootout with gun smugglers goes on a mission to catch them. In order to get closer to the leaders of a ring, he enforces with an undercover cop who's working as a gangster hitman. They use all means of excessive force to find them. That last line, they use all means of excessive force to find them. Yes, they fucking do. Oh my god. Chow Yun-fat is in this, and dude, this guy is low-key a badass. This is a cool-ass movie. I didn't know that Tony Leung was in here, from In the Mood for Love. Oh, was that a spoiler? If you're looking for like a dad movie to put in front of your dad so that he can kind of be out of your way, this is that movie. There's something just so over the top crazy about this movie that you can't really help to not look away. Especially like the kind of like a double agent, secret agent aspect to this. It is very cool. Look at all those sparks. Those are some amazing over the top Michael Bay-esque sparks. And I mean, I don't want to insult Chow Yun-fat's movie with Michael Bay, but dude, actually this movie is fucking cool. I really like this movie. Dude, look at that. Oh my god, that was from a bullet. I forgot about that. This movie stops and kind of gives you a break, and Chow Yun-fat starts playing the clarinet. Dog, if you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop, if you're a fan of Bad Boys, you'll really like this movie. If you're a fan of The Raid, I don't know. Yeah, this is This is a very fun movie to watch. Chow Yun Fat, Hong Kong cinema, dude, that's where it's at. The next movie that I saw was John Wick, Chapter 2. I won't talk about this movie too much because I am planning on watching all 4 of these, maybe 5, with Nicole. She said she's never seen them, and I am always down to watch this movie. This is, again, on that realm of dad movies, and after watching Hard Boiled, I really wanted to watch another action movie or another dad movie in modern times, and I think this is probably one like a perfect movie to jump into from the 90s to now and see like the progression of action movies and or dad movies. And yeah, I'm cool with it. I really liked it. So Nicole, if you're watching, get ready, we're gonna be watching these. The next movie that I saw was The Woman in the Yard. All I have to say is Lele is a phenomenal storyteller, and don't let her in. In the aftermath of her husband's death, widow Ramona's struggle to raise her 2 kids is hindered by the arrival of a dog. If you don't get your shit together, I'm gonna punch you. Don't let her in. In the aftermath of her husband's death, widow Ramona struggles to raise her kids, hindered by the arrival of a mysterious woman with supernatural abilities. Lele told me about this movie, and it sounded awesome. Lele's pacing, Lele's attention to detail, Lele's like deconstruction of like metaphors and like symbolism, top notch, and really kind of brought out the goodness in this movie. And it was fairly late. Lele convinced me to watch this movie, like, hey, do you want to watch it? And I was so hyped up from Lele's dissection and analysis. I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Lele deceived me. This movie, there's a level of experimentation to this movie that when I was watching it, I thought, oh, that's pretty good, that's really fun, but at the same time, like, it wasn't executing things very well. It wasn't showing, I don't want to reuse the same word as true potential, but Lele told the story a lot better than this movie did. And I mean, we talked about it for maybe like 20 minutes, maybe 15. And for me to watch this already knowing what is going to happen, and it didn't ruin it for me. I feel like maybe the execution wasn't fully planned out in the most clearest, legible way. Not that it's like confusing, or it was just lukewarm for me, and the ending was almost a saving grace. And if you know, you know. But if you don't know, you should know, maybe. Who knows? Do you know anything about witches? An American newcomer to a prestigious German ballet academy comes to realize that the school is a front for something sinister amid a series of grisly murders. This movie was made in 1977, I think within a few years of P.D. Wheatstraw. If you saw that video or that analysis or whatever the hell I was doing, this is still on the same kind of funkiness of the 70s, but it's a horror movie, but it's a very art house experimental horror movie. The first thing that you see and notice about this is the composition and color. The cinematography are presenting a masterclass in set design, color, and composition. I saw the first 10, maybe 15 minutes at a dive bar waiting for Mintfield to play, and I was so impressed by this that I added it to my watch later until I can find the time and place to watch this. If you're watching Minfield, you're not watching. Shout out to Minfield. If you don't know who that is, please watch them or listen to them. The opening scene set forth the tone and the mood of what's going to happen. In this film, although dated, the horror and suspicion of the dormitory that our main character is in grows spookier and spookier. The dog scene in the middle of the film caught me off guard, and the crushed blue velvet curtains were so beautiful. I love the colors in this, and the cinematography and the music in this. The amount of color and how starch and how like vibrant and brilliant these colors are in a horror movie is amazing. The director, Dario Argento, you can tell this dude is a fan of composition, hotels, like brilliant buildings, my god. And on top of that, he's also a fan of like colored lighting and how they push and engage emotion in movies. This whole movie is like a masterclass of how important lighting is and colored lighting and what that does for the movie. It's a bit dated. It's not very scary where you're like afraid, but my god, it is beautiful to look at. I mean, if you take a lot of photography, if you're really into like cinematography, photography, biology, geography, or I don't know, that's stupid. I think you'll like this movie. The next movie that I saw was Inferno. After being like completely infatuated and amazed by Suspiria, I wanted to find out what other movies this person made, and turns out there's a sequel to this movie. Come face to face with hell. A young man returns from Rome to his sister's satanic New York apartment house. So the description here is different from the description on Tubi, which is where I saw this. Hi, Tubi. Like I was saying before in Suspiria, Dario Argento, I think in Tubi's description it talks about how the sister opens a diary and it unleashes all this evil and whatnot. And I was under the impression that this movie was going to be about the sister, which it's not. If you're going to watch this, spoiler alert, the sister dies in the beginning, which confused the hell out of me, because I was under the impression that this movie was going to be about the sister. If I had read this description, I think I would have been, better off of what I'm getting myself into. Dario Argento is such a fan of buildings, architecture, composition, colors, colored mooding lighting, and how that drives the story. If you're looking for like a cheesy kind of like campy horror movie, but that is still entertaining and has like a good story that you could follow, this is definitely that movie. This is good enough movie to kind of keep you engaged and to have something pleasing to look at with your eye. I mean it's definitely not as good as like Suspiria, but it's definitely a very fun and entertaining, spooky, albeit scary movie. Look at that. That's so cool. Well, everybody, that was week 2 of all the movies that I saw in August. If you're still here, dude, thank you. Whoever's watching this in the future or something, I wish you would have recommended me a movie, but I guess not. Fuck. Thank you so much for watching these videos. This is both very fun for me, but also incredibly exhausting for me. Please tell me how to improve, what to do better, what you would like to see, what movies you'd like me to review, and if I should even keep doing this. Am I wasting my time? Who knows? I'm like low key really excited for October. We're gonna be doing a whole Halloween spooky, scary month, and I really, really, really need some of your spooky movie recommendations. Anyway, I'm just joking.